Hey, what's up you guys? Bloody Jacob here to bring you a quick video just talking about the recent report that we're going to be getting a Supernatural spinoff, or at least one that they're trying to put through next year. There's going to be a Backdoor pilot to a spinoff called Wayward Sisters, or something along those lines. It's going to be centered on, Kim Rhodes and, her character, Jody Mills, who we've seen, guest star quite a number of times over the past few seasons. Now if you guys remember back in, let's talk about the premise of this. The project, which is being built as a planted spinoff and will have a Backdoor pilot airing as an episode of Supernatural's upcoming 13th season, tells the story of Sheriff Jody Mills and a group of troubled young women, all of them orphaned by supernatural tragedy. Under Mills' training and protection, the women will emerge as a supreme monster fighting force. Unlike the original series, which centers on biological brothers, Wayward Sisters is about a sisterhood of girls and a foster family. The spinoff hails from a quartet of Supernatural writers and producers, showrunners Andrew Dabb and Robert Singer, as well as Phil Segrucia, Robert Barron's Warner Brothers TV, which produces Supernatural, CW, and then WBTV declined to comment, which is weird, but they didn't deny it either. So assuming this is true, and I think it is because it's been reported by quite a few media outlets now, CW is probably just waiting to see how it actually turns out when they air that Backdoor pilot. They don't want to put too much hype around it, and have it not take off. But if you guys remember, it was towards the end of season 9 they aired an episode called Bloodlines, which is also meant to be a pilot of sorts. It was with Nathaniel Basilik, like Cole from Vampire Diaries and Originals. And I thought that episode was okay. I guess it could have been a decent show, but it came off kind of like Vampire Diaries-esque, and I didn't really think that really worked if you wanted to do a Supernatural spinoff. But this, on the other hand, I think it's a pretty good idea. I know a lot of people like Jody Mills as a character, but what I'm most excited about is actually having, Claire, being one of the leads as well. It makes sense, we'd obviously have to have Claire and as well as Alex as the leads as well. I think they'd be the three main characters, and then maybe some of the supporting characters could be like the others, Jody has taken in or something like that. I think it could be pretty good. This feels like this spin-off idea makes more sense to me than what Bloodlines did, in my opinion. And then you could easily still have the Winchesters pop up here and there as well, and have crossover episodes too, like they already do. Seems like it'd be easy enough. And I buy into it. I buy into both Jody and Claire, becoming more of a force against the supernatural beings out there. Especially Claire, she has this raw determination. Her psychological damage has been interesting. Her stories with Castiel and stuff like that. Her banter with Sam and Dean. I love Claire, and I'm happy she's gonna be kind of getting her own show in a way, even though Jody's the lead, which is cool too. But and then Alex, I think they could explore her character a little bit more with this spinoff, because she still has her ties to when she was a vampire. So I feel like they could go back into that again. Maybe have her turn into one again. Who knows? But I think that could be interesting, and just be different to see what villains they would come up with for their side of things too, as they become more and more experienced with what they're doing. But yeah, I'm actually pretty enthused about this. I'm not saying, oh yeah, it's gonna be the greatest thing ever, but I think it could be pretty enjoyable show. Now it's not confirmed that it's getting a full series yet. We have to wait until that Backdoor pilot episode airs in Supernatural's next season. But hopefully it takes off. Of course, CW's had plenty of spin-offs or shows that have branched off, with their DC stuff, from Arrow. Then we got The Flash. Then we got Legends of Tomorrow. Now we're getting something called Black Lightning, which is kind of connected but not connected, I guess. And then of course with the Vampire Diaries, I got the originals, which I loved. That works so much though because of Klaus character being so popular. I don't know if it's going to take off quite as well as that, but I would like this to work. I'd like Wayward Sisters to become a show, and I'd watch it. Supernatural, I think it's going to go season 13 and 14, because I heard the cast wants to get to 300 episodes, and I wouldn't mind still having the show around when it does eventually end at some point. I'm a pretty big Supernatural fan. You see the poster in the background. I got a couple shirts. Not wearing one right now for some reason. I also have a little replica, kind of like a fan-made thing of Dean's necklace. Looks pretty decent. With shows like Fear the Walking Dead now, we got that spin-off of The Walking Dead. Fear the Walking Dead's actually turning into a pretty good show in season 3 currently right now anyway, but it's had its shaky bits too, trust me. But I think in a world where you have like a Walking Dead spin-off, and that makes sense, which it does, it also makes sense to have a Supernatural spin-off, because there's a lot more in that world to explore than just what these two characters see. So I think there's a lot more they could do with it if they want to, so hopefully it goes through. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about this spin-off idea, if you want the Backdoor pilot to work next season, what part of it you're most excited about, or if you're not looking forward to it and don't want it to happen, then tell me why. I know some people find Claire annoying, but I don't get it. I think she's an awesome character. And her, I was kind of like underwhelmed by season 12. It wasn't one of my favorites really, but I liked her episode Ladies Drink Free. The whole werewolf thing she dealt with I thought was pretty good. But so follow me on Facebook, Twitter, subscribe. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.